For those writers that do believe in plot, when it comes to plot, how can a writer figure out what isn't working?
For it's, I think that's in later rewrites. Throw it all in there, and then what I do is after I outline more after than I do before. So then I outline the scenes, and I kind of I want the scenes to I kind of think of it as a DJ. So the heavy conflict here is a 9, and then let's get it back down to a 4. Then let's bring it up to a 7. It's I used to DJ at bars and stuff too in San Francisco with my crates of vinyl. I want to keep the dance floor going. So how do I keep the dance floor going? I can't, smash cut, I'm blanking on it, Fiona Apple to AC/DC. I probably can, but how do they stay on the dance floor? So then they go buy more drinks. So I get more money at the end of the night from the place. So I think it's just about curating the scenes, and then and also the scene has to make, as you get towards your final draft, the scene has to make a case for itself. Does this scene even make it into the movie? And I find it really intriguing that yes, it makes it into the movie. Yes, it gets shot. Yes, it gets into post. And even those scenes get cut. And so there's a reason those scenes are written, even if we have to take them out when we're in the screenwriting process. There's a reason those scenes are filmed, even if they have to be taken out during post-production. And I don't know what that reason is. And there's probably producers going, we're losing money when you do this. But at the same time, the actor and director have to work through that scene that never makes it into the movie. But that may inform how another scene is shot, or how an actor comes at their angle on another scene. And for some, I feel like there's no, there's a lot on there's a lot of pages that you wrinkle up and throw away, and you're just like, that didn't work, but you need it to get to where it works. You need those, and you need to embrace those pages, and just go, wow, yeah. You almost have to say thank you to the bad writing, because the bad writing gets you to the good stuff.
Would you play closing time at the end of your DJ sets?
I haven't DJ'd in so many years, but the last ones I did was I'd throw on a Frank Sinatra or a Tom Jones.
Oh wow!
After I kept the whole dance floor going, and it's just kind of like, now we're mellowing out. Now we're bringing it down.
Okay, so
as the bartenders are trying to do all their work to clean up, and it's the last call, ding, last call, and it's just like. Rrr.
So in a movie, though, you're also you're winding down the audience, whether it's a happy wind down or a sad one, or in some foreign films, sort of an ambiguous ending where we don't really know.
Right.
When it comes to plot, and then the wind down happens, and we're a few minutes from the end. Is there really a bad ending? Is there an ending that this is not textbook how it should have ended? If it's a happy story, sad, whatever.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to. There's a film I just watched where I was like, oh, that ending was so horrible. I can't remember what film it was. Darn it! And it was a good film. There's a lot of films I really love, and I'm like, oh, you blew it in the ending. But as far as the stakes of Act 3 and the stakes of the high tension, and then we need we all need to sit in it. We all kind of need to sit and relax and go, wow. And we have to do that with the characters on the screen and with everyone. There's a movie that I bring to class, especially my beginning classes. I make everyone, and I've watched this hundreds of times, because I make everyone completely dissect every single scene in it. And it's Little Miss Sunshine. And in Little Miss Sunshine, I actually I get the DVDs of the movie, because I don't like, so I'm the DVD collector. But they also have the extras on there, and they have the deleted scenes. And there was like 1 or 2 extra scenes at the end of the movie that they completely shot, where there was like where they're like, "Well, that was crazy." They're like at a rest stop, and they're all on a bench, and they're all talking. Everything's just gone great. And so, "Oh, what, do you want a hamburger?" And they shot this whole scene, but the end of the movie is the bus driving away, and you know, sometimes you don't know what the end of the movie is until it's way in post production. And they didn't know. They thought they needed these tag-ons. There's a lot of times where filmmakers feel like they need to hold the hand of the audience a little more, and the audience can hold their own hand a lot of times. The audience can get it. We don't have to kind of push it on them. Now feel like this. It's just like, no, stop. That was good enough. You're fine. Take a breath and think about that. So.
I like that. Do you think that just only comes from seeing the actors play out that scene? That it's hard to tell on the page?
I don't know if it's hard. Yeah, it could be hard to tell on the page, and we're just trying to write the best story we can. With it's funny. So with Confessions of a Teenage Jesus Jerk, I was from the final draft. I was very adamant about the ending, and I was like, "This is the ending. This is it." And there was a scene that was asked for afterwards, and I'm just like, "No," I didn't even want to write it, and it had to be written. And then they shot it. And then it didn't make the film. It didn't make the final cut. And for some odd reason, maybe it did need to be shot. So maybe I've done so many things wrong, and my approach has been, sometimes my approach isn't the greatest approach. Sometimes I could be a little friendlier and a little more amicable and go, "Oh, you're right. Let's just do that and see what happens." But with this, I was so sure that was the end. But the people involved weren't sure, and it's okay that they're not sure. And so just let people not be sure, and then pray and post that it all works out. And it may have been that depending on how the tone of the film went, because when it's in the editing room, it's being the whole story is being told again by an editor. So they may have needed to get that on camera just in case they kept different scenes in there, or they had to lose scenes. But to get the whole tone of the film, they went, "Nope, that was the ending." So there's so many elements to how to end a movie. I mean, I guess and so much is at stake. So on the page, the best you can do, and then does it end up in the final cut? Who knows? Because there's so many. There's so many factors involved.
So that's interesting. You resisted sort of the suggested ending. They wanted an extra scene at the end, and then it ended up not happening, and you ended up agreeing that was actually a good thing to have that extra scene.
No, they shot the scene, but I won, and then I won because that scene hit the cutting room floor, so the movie ended exactly as I wanted it to end. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I wasn't sure if you wanted the cutting room floor one. You
No.
actually agreed with the. Oh, okay, that's
no. I still didn't agree.
Okay.
And when I was sent the rough cut, as I was coming to the end, I was going. I had a cut to black. It was cut to black. I'm like, cut to black, cut to black, cut to black, and then boom, cut to black, and I was like, yes. So it was. And there were other battles that I had where I was like, "Oh, this is right," and you don't cut, and I was totally wrong, and so that's the beauty of the collaboration of have those disagreements, because as the writer, I can like pretend like I know everything, but I don't. Once you're on set, once you're with a director, once you're seeing actors. You really got to kind of let things go, and the only thing I was really adamant about was how it was going to end, and I saw that from the beginning, and it didn't make anyone feel comfortable. So maybe everyone needed to feel comfortable, and then they went, no, wait, that's right. The ending is the cut to black.